Although for many centuries, during what are termed the historical ages, man has utilized the seemingly undeviating motions and phases of the moon to calculate his divisions and orders of time. From man's more remote past, there exists a voluminous body of mythical records, which indicate that the moon did not always pursue its present orbital courses. These legends, told and retold over countless centuries by people of all lands, when garnered and compared, reveal a most remarkable consistency of coincidental description. Picturing man lost ages of humanity during which the Earth suffered many drastic changes both climatically and topographically. Ages during which the moon pursued not her courses in a manner almost beyond all credibility to minds bound, as ours are, to the present lunar precession and orderly phases. So mentally frozen are we in the doctrine of celestial uniformity, that even to speculate that the lunar sphere did or could depart from its present celestial courses is to invite vituperative insinuations that one is suffering from severe impingement of the same orb on the brain. Most disconcerting, however, for the ultra-orthodox, recent scientific and other developments have revealed that previously denigrated and disparaged myths in many instances have proven prescient in their descriptive physical content, anticipating many of our latest scientific discoveries. From those portrayals of world ages long lost, save for incoherent, elusive references distorted almost beyond all trace of recognition, we now find that it is necessary to evaluate the mythical versions within which our remote ancestors recorded the many world and celestial changes which they experienced, to build up a reconstructive picture of the cosmic events which imparted to the Earth and Moon their present geophysical features, and what transpired with regard to the human races during these epochs. No doubt some will have read Worlds in Collision and its sequels, and remember the vituperative denunciation poured on its author, Dr. Velikovsky, by the proponents of dogmatic orthodoxy from all fields. Unable to refute Velikovsky's masterly exposition, these chagrined dogmatic scientists have now adopted the Velikovsky thesis as their own. Needless to say, Worlds in Collision immediately became a bestseller. Previously, another author, Hans Horbiger, had advanced the theory of lunar capture and disintegration as the source of many myths and legends of world features. It can hardly be stated that in my prowlings I am exploring entirely virgin territory. However, the volume of available material is so great that there still remains a great deal of descriptive material which depicts events not covered by other writers. In particular, the records of India and Greece concerning the formation of Earth's continents into their present mountainous features and shapes by the agency of lunar transpositions. To us, mainly of Western and Near Eastern traditions, the legends of the Greeks are more familiar than those of India, of which we have little knowledge. It is not until we connect the association of Greek and other legends with cosmologies that their intent reveals itself and the picture appears. So it is with the cosmic story of the infant Hercules. Hera, queen of the gods and wife of Jupiter, always jealous of his celestial philanderings, awakened one morning to find the lusty bastard Hercules feasting from her proliferous breast. Angrily tearing the feasting Hercules from her bosom, Hera hurls him into space. Milk spurting from her breast across the sky, where it now forms the stellar stream which acquired the title of the Milky Way from this episode. Later in this lunar story cycle, we find the return of Hercules, grown to gigantic full stature, engaging in mortal strife with Antaeus, giant of Earth. Locked in close strife with his adversary, who gained renewed strength from contact with the ground, Hercules, who was losing the battle, with desperate effort, tore Antaeus loose from Earth, holding him suspended in space until all life drained from the body. He then hurled back the sprawling corpse to form the mountains and continents of Earth. Here, rather thinly veiled, we have a presentation of a cosmic drama, commencing with the extraction from Jupiter of a lunar body by a wandering sun, a celestial body which came to rest upon the Earth, from which it is later ejected with some loss of earthly substance. Next, we have the return of this lunar element and a periodic age of conflict between the two masses, a conflict of gravitational forces which elevate much of the Earth's surface strata into space, followed by precipitate rebound of these suspended masses, which then assume present continental and mountainous form. All traces of former Earth life being obliterated in the titanic upheaval. Other Greek legends delineating the orders and deformations of these past world ages are stated in the Promethean, Epimethean legends of man's creation. Commencing with the Golden Age when Earth was a paradise, this was followed by the Silver Age, in which the Earth acquired seasonal extremes and man dwelt in caves and had to labor for existence. These were followed by the Brazen Age of savage temper and the Iron Age of crime and violence, during which man learned to navigate the oceans, strife and slaughter so polluting that the gods finally abandoned the Earth to man's lusts. Jupiter, with the aid of Neptune, drowning the Earth in the flood of Deucalion to cleanse it of perverted mankind. This flood is not described in the Babylonian epic of Gilgamesh, which Ezra later used when he rewrote the lost biblical story, substituting Nua, pilot of the Egyptian celestial boats, for Napishtim of the Babylonian epic. The gold, silver, bronze, iron, and clay ages appear in Ezra's narrative as the image of the ages, kingdoms, in the books of Daniel and Esdras. Lilith, the lunar celestial being, mythologically Adam's first wife in the golden paradisiacal age, who he abandons for earthly Eve and the forbidden knowledge. This abused through ignorance, the destruction of the paradisiacal order of earth became inevitable, the original sin under the aftermath of which we all labor. In Greek legend, Prometheus, who stole the celestial fire from heaven to bestow it upon his creation man, was punished for his transgression by being chained to a rock. His eternally proliferating internal organs perpetually devoured by vultures, nucleation to the nth degree. Pandora's box has a one-way lid. The secret of the Promethean fire, that which threatened the destruction of Jove's throne, the cosmos. Egyptian symbol of the winged, serpent-bound lunar disk of Isis, often suspended between bull's horns, commemorates the lunar goddess's association with the shattered Osirian body. This association of the moon and earth, smiting bulls, occurs in practically every land and people. The Queen of Heaven is also being frequently portrayed spurning the serpent beneath her feet. Legends of China also associate the Mad March hare with the lunar sphere's bounding. Our adaptation of this legend produced the anomalous egg-laying Easter bunny, rolling of dyed, colored eggs on collision courses down steep hills at Easter time, another commemorative survival from ancient times. All these cosmologies in symbolic form, embodying the nature of the catastrophic celestial and earthly changes which terminated the golden or paradisiacal era of Earth. Further illustrations of the lunar source of geophysical changes wrought upon Earth are conveyed in the Greek legend of Juno and Io. Juno, rendered suspicious by a dense cloud of darkness which suddenly enveloped the Earth, penetrated it to find her husband Jupiter, standing on the riverbank with a beautiful young heifer, in reality Io, daughter of the river god, quickly disguised by Jupiter. Juno, still suspicious of her husband, sent a gadfly to torment Io, who, still in heifer guise, plunged into the Ionian Sea. Her flight over the Earth was marked by passage of the Bosphorus, or Kaufert, to Illyria, the lands of the Cimmerians, Scythia, Red Sea, and Nile Valley. Vast changes in geological features of these lands, wrought by the lunar passage, are commemorated in the Egyptian cult of the Apis bull, Israelites' golden calf and red heifer without blemish, Minoan bull ceremonies, Europa, and the bull myth of the great Indo-Germanic migrations, which were instigated by vast geological changes. Phases enshrined in the man, bull, lion, eagle images and scriptural allegories of the Mediterranean and Near Eastern worlds. People of other lands also have their many stories of the times when two moons circled the skies of Earth, and of times when there were none. Of times when the moon was united with Earth and the chaos of its departure. A separation in which the Golden Age also departed. A disintegration brought about by the forward acts of man, blame for which we endeavored to shunt onto the shoulders of conjuration figures of God and devil, competitive like rival stamp collectors for the dubious delights of acquiring men's souls. Souls which, like greased cannonballs, are perpetually in danger of skidding from the proprietor's grasp. Although we consider our present achievements in sciences and arts superior to the knowledge of our remote ancestors, a little facade lifting indicates how little actually is known of basic fundamentals, particularly regarding the physical forces which form the present oceanic and continental features of Earth, still less regarding the geophysical features of the Moon. Although instrumentation has brought our nearest neighboring planet for observational purposes to within 400 miles of Earth, paradoxically, it has eventualized in the greater the development of facilities for visual survey of the Moon's surface features, the less astronomers and scientists are able to identify what they are looking at. Instead of clarifying, the observed mysterious phenomena retire into ever-deepening obscurity regarding their nature or physical origin. During the course of the last century or so, many interpretations and theoretical reconstructions of the lunar features were advanced by astronomers and scientists, ranging from that of a frozen world to those of a deep dust-mantled, cratered pocked world, the seas of which were glazed lava flows, an inanimate world upon which nothing did or could move. So it is quite understandable that upon astronomer Bert's presentation before the Royal Society of his records of over 1,500 changes, that he had noticed, transpiring within the crater Plato alone, his temerity in disturbing the coagulation of doctrinal uniformity met with as warm a reception as that extended by Antarctica to a penguin's bottom. Astronomer Bert, however, was not alone in perception of the untoward changes of lunar features. These are myriad, and require a chapter to even briefly summarize the many and varied observations made by astronomers over the last century and a half. Changes so bewildering that so far, no logical explanation has so far been forthcoming. The only positive statement being the nursery rhyme's assertion that the moon is made of green cheese.